Hey, Mama.
Hey, Rajah.
How you doing, girl?
Fighting this pollen.
Yeah, it's packing up. It's that season now. It's starting up.
I know it's like booby trapping everybody, leaving tattoos. If you lean on the car, if you sit outside, your booty gonna have some pollen on it.
Yes, it is here, and I developed seasonal allergies as an adult, so I'm getting it.
I know at nighttime I'm getting a little bit, little nasally, a little dry throat. I guess because it is allergy time. We got to change those filters in the house. And Easter is coming up, Palm Sunday. So I hope everybody's going to have fun and, you don't stress yourself. Enjoy the children. And, it's going to be some good food. Do we have a menu?
We did. We talked about it last time. We
we got a good
said
menu.
red Brussels sprouts, chicken and things.
Yeah, we're going to have a good spread. I'm looking forward. I'm ready to eat.
Yes, come get your plate.
Yeah. I'm Angela the mom.
I'm Rajah the daughter. And this is Talking Brown Sugar. Don't forget to support the show by following us on social media, interacting with us, leaving us comments, ideas, and reviews.
Facebook and Instagram.
At Talking Brown Sugar.
Email.
talkingbrown.sugar@gmail.com.
YouTube.
Yes, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Search Talking Brown Sugar, and you can take us on the go and find us on your preferred podcast app. Stump a little pussy hoe with some shell toast.
Yeah, girl.
Slapping rap bitches and making bail hoe.
Yeah, girl.
Two-tone Cartier mashing the nail hoes.
Yeah, girl.
No competition, these bitches stale hoe.
Yeah, girl.
Cruising on my shit in layers hoe.
Yeah, girl.
Say they get money, but I can't tell hoe.
Yeah, girl.
Keep running circles around these snail hoes.
Yeah, girl.
And my shit bumping up in the jail hoe.
Big glow.
Yeah, keep it going. Some inspiration for you right there. Glorilla.
Yeah, glow. Sugar cubes, aka the news. We're going to put a little sugar in your cup.
Yeah, first story up. Buy now, pay later goes from niche to normal as young people use it for daily essentials. What began for many as a way to pay for concert tickets and vacation is now becoming an ordinary tool that Gen Z and millennial shoppers use for food, contact lenses, and trash bags. Yeah, so, back in the day we used to have layaway. Now people are shifting from layaway to the, pay as you go or just paying for. So buy now, pay later is still a popular way to splurge on airfare to Cabo, but it's increasingly a more common way to buy groceries and lawn furniture too. Consumers ages 35 and under comprise 53% of the buy now, pay later users, but just 35% of traditional credit card holders, according to LexisNexis Risk Solutions. Many of those core BNPL, buy now, pay later borrowers have grown so comfortable using the installment loans for just out of reach luxuries that they're putting more everyday purchases on them as well. From apparel and accessories were a popular category for millennials ages 30 to 44 and Gen Z 18 to 29. Users of the buy now, pay later provider Afterpay in 2021 and 2022, but last year it fell to fourth place behind travel, arts, and entertainment, home and garden, and hardware, according to data provided to NBC News.
It's just like, what? Layaway?
Yeah.
I hope they don't get hoodwinked on that. It's a good money maker for other companies. But it's almost like that advanced cash, you get it now, you enjoying it now. But when you get paid again, it's owed to you. Then you got to do another one. But if it's working for people who can afford it, or it's convenient when you really need it, I got it. I understand.
Yeah, I think it is painting a clear picture on the economic condition of a lot of people now, especially when you think about the aging population, and you think about where people are going to be getting their money from as they get older, and birth rates and things like that, where are people spending their money, how are they spending their money, what can people afford. A lot of people in politics say that the economy is in a better place than it was in previous years, by those different markers of like unemployment, homelessness, and other things they look at per capita. But when you have trends like this where you're buying and borrowing money essentially to pay for groceries, it's like, dang, that's kind of dark. Jasmine Parker also uses Klarna for groceries, including when she's waiting for a paycheck. It allows her to buy everything she wants rather than forego a few items. But she says she usually pays her full balance after the second installment comes due to, her not having to worry about it. Says, I don't like owing a bunch of money, so she works in customer service, and it's easier for her to just pay everything with the next check. So yeah, it's like giving yourself additional time to pay for things that you need right now.
I mean, if it works for people, hey, do what you got to do, but just be careful. Don't make it a habit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
if
like
you can
you
afford
still
it, go for it.
You still need to have that financial wherewithal to know if that's something you can afford to do. So
yeah,
I would like to see, I guess, some of the data in like people who owe money or have credit card statements or things.
Correct.
From Afterpay or buy now pay later programs. That's a thing too. Like, are people able to pay that back, or is it messing up people's credit?
And I figure if they're using it, show them that they are building credit so they can use it.
Yeah,
if you could pay so much on rent, but you can't afford a mortgage, you can get a car loan to get a car, a brand new car. But you can't go to the bank and purchase a mortgage, even though they might be looking at your FICA scores and things like that. But if they really want to, they can.
And that's something I think the Biden administration has recently put forward is a way for credit bureaus to actually count the, like you said, positive payments towards different accounts towards your credit history, such as like paying a phone bill, paying a light bill. They expanded to those utilities because before that wasn't included, and that kept a lot of black people, a lot of people in different tax brackets out of having positive credit because they weren't counting things like utilities. You might not be the one paying rent if you live with somebody or you living in a multi-generational family, but you are paying, like you said, your car note on time. You paying for, your phone bill on time.
Or your internet, your personal
internet. Or, utilities that you're paying for the whole house. That should count towards something. So that's something to think about.
There's always some kind of way for us to get backwards, but we got to keep moving forwards.
Yeah, and pay attention this election year. Every election year,
Ooh-wee.
When your taxes go up, when like we just said, what is considered reportable in your credit report. Think about what bills are being passed in your local area. If it's hard for you to walk to a grocery store, if it's hard for you to find healthy groceries, think about your local electorates and all of that. Stay on their neck, stay on them just as much as we stay up on, celebrities and things like that.
Yep. And any other kind of formats that we keep up with everybody else's business. So check your credit sometime. It's worth it. You can get a free one from a bank if you're with your bank, or go to your local welcome center in your state. They can pull it up for you free.
Florida lawmakers vote to raise the stripping age to 21. So before, they employed 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds, but now they're increasing it to 21 in Florida, so that an adult venue could mean, 15 years in prison if they're finding a young person. Even if they used a fake ID, the venue would be at fault. So in March this month, the Florida state lawmakers approved a bill banning 18 to 20-year-olds from being strippers or from working in any other capacity at an adult entertainment venue. A similar bill passed like that in Texas in 2021, But now this Florida bill claims to be a blow against human trafficking. So it's an attempt to protect people from sex work. This one has a major potential to backfire and make abuse and exploitation worse, some people say. It's also a part of a growing movement across the U.S. to push up the boundaries of childhood, making all sorts of things once legal for 18 to 20-year-olds now off limits. So yeah, it's basically a felony now for failing to spot a fake ID under the new measure.
Yeah, we'll be saying good luck with that, because so many people have been doing it to support themselves for whatever reasons.
I mean, it threw me off reading about it, because I mean, like I said, it's stuff that happens right in front of our face. We don't make
enough noise about it.
We don't make enough noise about it, but because it's so normalized, we don't even think of it as something that's wrong or needs to be corrected. Because growing up when I was younger, hearing that, oh, once you turn 18, you can become a stripper. You know, as a kid, my kid brain, I'm thinking, oh, that's freedom, that's money, that's an option, that's something, you know, you can use to pay for college. Because we used to joke a lot about that at the school I went to, you know, women's college. Everybody used to joke about, look, if, you know, this tuition go back up, somebody might have to twirl around the pole. But even when I was younger, stripping didn't sound like such a bad thing, because all you had to do is be 18 to do it. But when you think about what is involved in a strip club, like you said, alcohol, older men and women, people, older patrons, you know, people are older than the actual dancers, the waiters, waitresses themselves. That's a weird environment for somebody who's freshly 18, who's under 21 to be in, and to, you know, be selling their body or engaging in the institution of sex work, essentially, which is what it is. We have this, I think, in this country, a weird relationship with sex. Like I said, we, you know, in other, you know, news we've learned about IVF and abortion being on the line. And it's like we have no way for people to learn about safe sex for real. But you don't want people to have, you know, safe sex, but we can't get an abortion. Or if you do want to get kids, it's, all of it is related to me. But at the same time, it's like we don't talk about people who are predators, who
this is grimy.
Yeah, and how we have systems that support human trafficking. Like, think about it. Just like somebody's 18 is allowed to be a sex worker, essentially. Yeah. And it's like, even if that's the only option they have because of where they come from, like sometimes sex work is, for some people, the only way out for them with their life. And that's harsh. But at the same time, it's like, then how did we as a society fail them so bad that sex work is the best thing for an 18-year-old or someone that's under 21? So I think this is a step in the right direction for like human trafficking, but at the same time, that's only for strip clubs. But it's like, how are we still protecting people and the youth outside of, you know, adult entertainment industries?
Because, you know, it's such a dark underground world. It's been going on since the beginning of times. And you got so many cover-ups and layers. People are covering up for other people. Money is being exchanged to keep it hush-hush. And sometimes the girls enjoying the money, even though they know it's wrong. But you think about...
It's not just girls. That's what I'm saying. It's not just girls. That's what I was saying. People, the youth who are underage.
Because their minds are not ready for it. Even though they might get this money. And then there's the next level to that.
Right. It's a lot of stuff for that.
They might want to stop right then to take care of what they needed to do, and next thing you know, drugs, alcohol, gets them trapped off.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. That's something as a society we agreed was okay.
Yeah,
we allowed to happen.
I'm glad they're cracking down on it.
Yeah,
I want everybody to be safe, ladies.
Everybody to be safe, because it's everybody out there doing sex work, and I think it should be safer. The same way it's, you know, like you said, a lot of underground stuff and sales and money happening. I think it should be safer for people to perform sex work if that's what they want to do. But it should be safer in a way that also protects people and youth who don't want to and are put against their will to dismantle the vehicles of human trafficking. I definitely think that is something that should also be,
because this goes for all levels of income. The people who are providing the money.
to support human trafficking. So it's like really starting to look into like what do we normalize a lot of taboo stuff just because it's considered legal.
And got away with it.
Yeah, because like we think about age of consent for different places. In some places that's 16.
Yeah. 15.
So right, so or if your parents sign you away, give you permission, it's a lot of stuff that's considered taboo or okay because of what society says. So it's like something we collectively, I think, should continue raising our voices about stuff we don't agree with, or like with fresh eyes, just
because
really
so many
stuff.
Bodies are missing and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, and they're talking about it, but it's like
they missing.
Still missing, and we still are finding people, and it's just like we gotta go for the systems, the institutions that allow this stuff to be. Next story: FDA to finally outlaw soda ingredient prohibited around the world. An ingredient once commonly used in citrus-flavored sodas to keep the tangy taste mixed thoroughly through the beverage could finally be banned for good across the U.S. The FDA proposed in November to revoke the registration of a modified vegetable oil known as BVO in the wake of a recent toxicology study that makes it difficult to support its ongoing use. The proposed action is an example of how the agency monitors emerging evidence and, as needed, conducts scientific research to investigate safety-related questions and takes regulatory action when science does not support the continued safe use of additives in food. James Jones, FDA Deputy Commissioner for Human Foods, explained when announcing the proposal. So BVO, or brominated vegetable oil, has been used as an emulsifying agent since the 1930s to ensure citrus-flavored agents don't float to the top of sodas. So instead of having a chunky-looking soda, you get this same smooth-looking drink. It says sticking a dozen bromine atoms to the triglyceride creates a dense oil that floats evenly through the water when mixed with less dense fats. But it's not BVO's only trick. In animal studies, they have strongly implied the compound can slowly build up in our fat tissues, with bromine's potential ability to prevent iodine from doing its all-important work inside the thyroid. Health authorities around the world have been suspicious of the emulsifier's risk for decades.
And you were trying to give me a cup of BVO. That's why a lot of people probably having like a lot of thyroid problems because the iodine and stuff is in it. It's probably more than the BVO stuff in it. That sounds nasty.
Well, yeah, the BVO, it says it'll build up your fat, so keeping you from lose weight.
I don't need that.
Or burning fats as you need for energy and things like that. And then iodine, we need iodine.
Yeah.
So it's blocking the iodine from getting into your body.
And your thyroid, you need that. That goes with your hormones. What? So you won't have to go see an endocrinologist for what's going on with your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your thyroid health is important. You
might well say, give me a shot of that BVO, some vegetable oil with my soda.
Yeah, so right now I guess a good idea to just stay away from citrus flavored sodas until that becomes the rule, that they actually remove it. And there's a lot of stuff in our food that has been banned in other countries or banned in other states, but there's something to look out for.
We just want to keep selling and keep drinking and enjoying that orange flavor soda.
Yeah. But I remember when we were younger, you told us a lot to stay away from like the darker color sodas or sodas you couldn't see through.
Yeah. If you could wash your battery with Coca-Cola. But it's so good sometimes.
A cold drink.
People were mixing rum and coke, cognac with the dark flavors.
Some of that yak.
Remy.
I do like a crisp Sprite.
I do too. Then they got, what's that new soda? Sari? Starry. Lemon and lime mix. Oh, did I say the wrong word?
No. You said it right. It was Starry.
Well, we moving right along.
Yes. Mercedes Malone, aka Sasha Banks, opened up about her WWE exit. She recently opened up about her departure from WWE after she left alongside her tag team partner Naomi. While Naomi found success in TNA wrestling, she recently returned to WWE at Royal Rumble. Malone took a different route, making waves in the New Japan Pro Wrestling, or NJPW. During an interview with the Kick Rocks podcast, she expressed her gratitude with the opportunities WWE provided her, while acknowledging the difficulty of leaving behind a lifelong passion. She stated, "That's a big question. I really believe in not only the universe, but I believe in myself and a higher power of light that comes over me. Something inside of me told me that I needed to go do this and stand up for myself. It was a very hard decision because wrestling in WWE has been my whole life. People don't know it's been my whole life. It's the hardest decision I ever made in my whole life, but it's the proudest." She continued on to say, "It's crazy because I would not be sitting here living the best version of my life and getting to be everything I ever dreamt of and more. It makes me so excited because that moment changed my life for better. I'm so thankful for that moment." But yeah, she was just talking about how she was proud of herself for making a switch for her, and I think it'll be better for her in the New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I wish her luck, 'Cause that's hard to be a woman of color, just to withstand all the rigmarole of people, even though you got your fan base. But it's just thinking about it. I applaud her. Like she say, stand up for your rights. Stick your neck out there. Yep.
Yeah. And she was, just reminding people to continue to chase your dreams and stand up for yourself, especially when you felt you've been done wrong. Another story we have, the U.S. prison population is rapidly graying. Prisons aren't built for what's coming. And so when we think about the prison population and how, that's something we do great in this country, is put people in prison, put people in jail for long periods of time for all kinds of offenses. And that's something they're starting to look at is people as they age need more care. So now some prisons are having to convert their utilities for hospice and more like geriatric or hospital care for the prisoners. So now some of the cells are starting to be remodeled, but it's still not enough to take care of the rapidly aging population. It says prison is a difficult environment and people behind bars tend to age faster than people on the outside. And for that reason, geriatric in prison can mean someone as young as 50, though it varies by state. You don't usually build prisons with nursing home type housing. The proportion of the state and federal prisoners who are 55 and older is about 5 times of what it was 3 decades ago. In 2022, that was more than 186,000 people. In Oklahoma, the geriatric population has quadrupled in the past decades. In Virginia, a quarter of the state prisoners will be geriatric by 2030. And in Texas, geriatric inmates are the fastest growing demographic in the entire system. Prison systems across the U.S. have a constitutional obligation to provide adequate health care, and they're racing to figure out how to care for the elderly in their custody and how to pay for it. First people tell you this is the ones that are running the prison, the older people. But when you think about geriatric medical needs, many of the prisons across the United States are not equipped or weren't designed that way. And so the systems are grappling with how to retrofit or to make do with the facilities that they have. Nick Demmel, Commissioner of the Vermont Department of Corrections.
So it sounds like they worrying about their dollars because it's a $1 billion industry in itself. Think about it. You go in, what now? They treat them 16 for adult crimes, and you stay in it till you die. They're not dying as quick. I've seen a series when they show a lot of the elderly men, and I mean it's really sad. Some of them doing well, and some of them doing really grave side, ready to go home. And some people do get out on early release if they crime is not as bad, not murder charges, but little other misdemeanors, things they could have been let off a long time ago when they came in when they was 15 and they 60. It's sad, but they're not letting them go because they're not gonna lose that money.
And that's in the article they talk a little bit about that too. They say you have somebody who's in prison for, say, murder. Well, okay, this person literally couldn't hurt a fly, and yet at one point in time they created a great deal of harm. So how can we release them? I think they are afraid of the narrative about what it means to revisit what this person did. The idea of releasing elderly prisoners is a hot potato, says Kevin Kempf, executive director of the Correctional Leaders Association. Not too many people are clamoring to get that responsibility for all the reasons that you can imagine. But he adds, we just have to really be careful about who we incarcerate. The bottom line, because sometimes prison don't make people better, we make people worse. And that's hitting the nail on the
home.
head.
I know
hitting the nail on the head.
Because I know some people that go in on their 30s and come out in their 70s. Their mind is still deja vu from when they first went in, and thinking they're out now in the 2024. They can still do the same thing. They're not trying to rehabilitate themselves. They do good maybe for the first 2 years, and then they back to their same shenanigans, in trouble, hanging with the wrong people. And their age is totally different. They 70 and they want to hang with somebody 29 and 30. Teaching bad habits and learning new habits. It's sad. And they getting a government check. Getting a check and getting affordable living. And just getting out of jail. Or they go to the rehabs, suck up all the rehabs when somebody really needs rehabilitation for whatever mental addictions they have, getting a free check. Yeah, I said it. Thank you.
But that's what we were saying earlier about thinking about where your money's going, thinking about where your tax dollars go, thinking about what laws and things are in place, what infrastructures are in your society. We look at how prisons are run. If you stay in a prison town and your whole town is, operated and run by, funded by the prison system that directly is in your city, your state, or whatever, that is impacting too how youth experience the city, how you as adult experience life and things like that. And even though we have people who are in prison, they still are a part of the greater society and community as a whole. So even with people who committed violent crimes, we have to think about at what cost to our society are we going to help rehabilitate them. Prisons, I think in the current form, as a whole, as a system, don't rehabilitate people. So not talking about specific programs that have come up, not talking about specific prisons or institutions that have gone out their way to improve on prison systems, but it literally is a place where people are just being held for a long amount of time. Like you said, they're influenced by other people to maybe become worse or to do crime better. And if, like you said, we release them, then what happens when that spreads? And so then it's like we got to take a look at what's going on in our society to support people not to have to make bad decisions. Because you think about housing issues. If somebody doesn't have somewhere to stay, they're going to have to commit a crime, essentially, to keep themselves warm for the night. And so then they end up in jail and possibly do more harm, trying to protect themselves while they're in jail. Then they're in there for life. And now they're an aging prisoner. with nowhere to go, and that's still like more tax dollars spent on keeping somebody incarcerated, and it's like at what cost? So we have to think about in society why we punish people and for what degree are we punishing people for different things. Like,
does the time fit the crime?
Does the time fit the crime? Should that even be a crime? Like, homelessness is a growing issue too. It's a lot of things that are growing issues that shouldn't be. People can't afford to live. The rent is too damn high. Cost of food, the cost of living, and we still have a minimum federal wage of $7.25. So it's all of this stuff is connected. So it's just like, what is it going to take for us to really step up and step out to say we deserve a better quality of life in this country that's supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave? Like, really, we got to stand on business collectively.
Because people get more brazen than ever. These smash and grabs. You got young kids just committed a bank robbery age 11.
Why aren't they doing that? They want to eat. They want to have
They're hungry.
They're hungry. They want to have nice clothes. They want to have nice things.
They want to give things to mommy, daddy, whoever. They probably have parents that they are working. Everything doesn't start at home.
Right. And then, like we said, we were talking another time, too, about how we've lost third spaces and how kids get in trouble now for hanging out at the mall without adult supervision. But if you got mom who's working multiple jobs or dad, whoever is at home, you got everybody working multiple jobs to just cover the bare minimum, the basics. And the kids want to have fun, want to socialize, want to connect. We all want to connect with people, but we don't even have time or space to connect. Then, like, you fall into
mom is tired, dad's tired,
the increased potential to create problems or creating problems to solve a problem that you shouldn't have in the first place. So, like you said, younger and younger kids who are tempted to crime easily because it's like, well, shoot,
I don't have nothing to lose.
I don't have nothing to lose. We struggling. So I'm gonna join a group of 100+ people.
We're gonna do a smash and grab.
Yeah, that's some crazy organized crime. So just imagine what we can do if we have better things in place for people to maximize like that skill of organizing at that scale for a smash and grab. Imagine if those same kids were uplifted and supported to organize a walkout or anything.
They need support.
Some kind of community
some real
event.
support.
Yeah.
Not just do it one time and hopefully it gets off the ground and it gets weeds and nobody knows what happened and everybody gets bored.
Once a year, something that can be regular support. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I applaud these teachers. I applaud the moms and dads, the big sisters, big brothers who got these other little people and just trying to keep your head on the swivel.
Yeah, looking out for your own, looking out for
and
your community.
And the grandmas and the granddaddies and the uncles.
Yeah,
the godmamas and the goddaddies.
Yeah, you don't have to have kids to look out for people. You don't have to have much to look out for the next person. But that's something we have to get better with our society of just supporting people, supporting the community. So it's as we're losing stuff to capitalism, what can we rebuild, or do to save some third spaces so we can still take care of each other, connect with each other, and work on getting rent and cost of living down.
Like you say, come out, y'all got to come out and vote for the people that's in your state so you won't get jacked up and say, well, how did we get to this? Don't say you don't want to vote. Y'all better wake up.
Yeah, because even if you do have to choose, you're saying you have to choose something that's better than, or what they say, the lesser of two evils. You still will want the lesser of two evils.
Really?
I mean, we'll go with that until you can have a viable different option. Doing that now this year, this late in the game, it's a little late in the game. Just go with what you can for now and keep pushing until you do have something better.
That's it.
Because when we opt out, we get the bull crap. This just made me think about in summer camp. If you did not get up and move, you got the nasty corn chips.
See?
You got to get up, get in line, and move so you can get what you want.
And you can't blame nobody. Who you gonna blame?
Well, I could have blamed them for not buying more
Right.
flavorful chips. But honestly, there was always somebody who didn't mind getting the corn chips. But if you know what you want, go out and get it.
That's all it is.
Go out and get it. And get with people who are trying to get it with you. North Philly is home to one of DoorDash's busiest pickup spots in the world. It's a pretty incredible operation Share has developed, says Daniel Riff of DoorDash Senior Management. In a parking lot of the Share Food Program warehouse in Hunting Park, stacks of food boxes marked for low-income area seniors are being loaded into cars of drivers for DoorDash, the online food ordering and delivery service. After one car is filled, the next one rolls up, and the operation rapid and crisp outside of the food bank, one of the two largest in the region along the Philabundance. When it's over, after about 2 hours, more than 500 of the 32-pound senior boxes are dispatched to older people in need in Philadelphia, Montgomery, and Chester counties. The Share program does such distributions on Fridays and Saturdays. It sends out more than 1,000 deliveries of food boxes via DoorDash app twice a week over 2 hours on each day, averaging around 4,500 a month. That earns Share a unique distinction. During the 4 weekly hours it's giving out senior boxes, Share handles a greater number of delivery orders than any store or restaurant in the world on the DoorDash app, according to DoorDash executives. That includes more than 400,000 stores and restaurants in 7,000 cities throughout 25 countries, according to figures from DoorDash executives as well as from delivery industry experts. It is a pretty incredible thing that Share has developed, said DoorDash senior manager. Their remarkable pickup operation. Share has an additional distinction, an ability to adjust volume to acute needs. During the food bank's largest distribution days, such as November 17th and 18th, the days before Thanksgiving, they ratcheted up its senior box delivery schedule and fulfilled more orders for clients than any individual restaurant on DoorDash globally for the entire 2 days.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and so they also talk about a growing need. So eligible seniors receive 1 box a month via DoorDash inside juice, cereal, canned goods, all other shelf-stable foods purchased by the federal government. The deliveries also include cheese.
Ooh, I like cheese.
So seniors can sign up for the Senior Box program through mail-in application, over the phone, with Share, or through their Share website. It helps hard-hit individual seniors receive a monthly portion of food. And they're talking about it's a growing need nationwide.
It is, because sometimes our seniors don't have nobody to take them around, or they miss out.
To go grocery shopping, yeah.
So this is delivered to them. That's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yep, taking care of the community.
Yes.
Teens with mixed feelings about their own phones say that their parents need to log off. This is the last story. It says almost half teens surveyed for the Pew Research Center said parents get distracted by their smartphones during conversations. Gen Z and was it Alpha? Gen Alpha are getting less attached to their phones. I think having seen how older people are with their phones, I don't blame them.
I don't.
It says, how do teens feel about their smartphones? Better for the most part. Nearly 3/4 of teens surveyed by the Pew Research Center said they feel happy or peaceful when they don't have their smartphones, but 44% also said they feel anxious without them. Like when you feel naked when you don't have your phone on you. I feel like I don't know nothing without my phone in my pocket.
You will stop in mid-air and catch your breath and say,
my phone.
Oh, you'll turn all the way around and be late for work.
My phone. It's like I can't even tell time. What is the weather? Girl, look outside. What's that trick we do? You just throw your arm outside. You step outside for 5 seconds.
Check on the phone, looking at other states and doing all kinds of stuff, and you get sidetracked. I'm a witness to it. Thank goodness I don't have no little kids, because they be like, Mom, we gonna eat? Are we gonna go anywhere? It'd be 3 hours later. The place is closed.
The teens were asked a series of questions about how being without smartphones made them feel, resulting in some slightly contradictory answers, casting some shadow on their happiness. 40% of teens said they often or sometimes felt upset, and another 39% said they felt lonely without their smartphone. The prevalence of those feelings also varied by gender, as 45% of teen girls reported feeling lonely without their phones compared to 34% of boys. The research published recently found that teens also have a bone to pick with their parents' screen time habits. Only 31% of parents diagnosed themselves as being sometimes or often distracted by their phones while having conversations with a teen, whereas 46% of teens reported that behavior. One thing that's important to note is that screen time isn't just a teen issue, it's a family issue, said Colleen McLean, Pew Research Associate and lead researcher for this survey. We really wanted to highlight the way the teens and parents are navigating these issues. I think the design of our study, where we've been able to talk to both teens and their parents, really help us explore the nuances of all of this. So yeah, it was carried out over the course of a month last year. The study was conducted via web survey completed by 1,450 parents and teen pairs. So they did not study the reasoning and implications behind the efforts, but more aimed so to unveil the picture of how vital a role smartphones play in families with teens. So yeah, it says that this is at the center of the national conversation right now, and we're really thrilled to have this opportunity to survey both parents and teens to understand their experiences.
I'm on that. I feel, I've talked about this too. I feel if you come into my home, give me your undivided attention.
Yeah.
At least give me a good, solid 20 minutes. I'll say 15. But don't be looking at your phone and talking to me, because you might miss one thing. I might just say ABCD. Ask you what I just said. Mm-hmm. And if we're going out to eat, what is so important in your phone? Unless you are waiting for something, I understand that. But if you're talking to me, I'm going to give you my undivided attention, because I want to enjoy you. I want to hear you.
Yeah. And it's case by case too for me. Sometimes it could be if there's a lull or we enjoy peace. Sometimes I understand and I do enjoy peace with people. So sometimes just being around you is enough for me. Mm-hmm. We don't have to actually have a conversation. But if we are having a conversation, or we're saying we want to be present, I'm going to be present. I'll put my phone down.
Yeah. I mean, this is common courtesy. I mean, I've watched people in restaurants, literally, everybody's on their phone. Even the baby got the tablet. And the food is on the table. And then you want to say, oh, can I get a to-go box? That was a waste.
And I think this survey is trying to point at, too, like, developmentally, when you have younger people in the mix. So, like you said, babies, teens, how is that helping you develop socially? So, I think, too, when you're around younger people, talking to them, giving them that eye-to-eye contact can help them develop social skills too, because I know sometimes I forget that kids didn't grow up the same way I did. I didn't grow up necessarily with the phone always being in your face. That came as I got older, in an older teen. But I do remember where, at some point your phone wasn't as exciting as what was going on around you. But now it's so much happening in the digitalized world that you can take yourself out of where you are. And then if that is at a time where you haven't developed social skills, you might have a hard time relating with people, especially outside of your family.
Like, Dad, you might be boring. You know?
That attention span,
Like, okay, let me get on my phone. Point. Then you got FaceTime, and you can put characters on it, and you can laughing, and TikToks, and all this good stuff, Facebook, Twitter, I want your time. Like you say, we don't have to talk. I can just look at you. I'm happy. But if I see you just walking with your phone backwards and forth, I'm ready for you to really go.
Yeah.
I got your pictures. I can look at them. I can talk to the picture. Hey, how you doing, picture?
Yeah.
And picture right there, undivided attention.
So yeah, that's a nice little neat maybe just...
And people got so lazy, they'll text each other in the house.
I don't know. What do you prefer? Me yelling?
No. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about people.
I was like, I can yell. I can yell at somebody.
Oh, I can yell.
Hey!
Yo! Well, I mean, now if you texting me, we in danger, yeah, we can text. But I'm like, I'm right there beside you. Now, this is something really funny going on.
I'm a text you to you.
Now, this might sound dark, y'all. If we had a funeral and we see somebody wig or something slide off, I might get a little chuckle.
Not at the funeral.
Because, I mean, people be in church. I watch people in church text and be literally looking at each other, sitting beside each other looking. They haven't heard a word about Psalms, Palms, Amen, Hallelujah, until Sister So-and-so get the shout and they say, oh, yeah, clap your hand, Hallelujah.
I wish I would be on my phone. You couldn't even take your phone out when I was younger. And I think that's just a habit I developed to be present in the moment. And so that is a skill that you do, I guess, have to develop now with phones and technology, being present in the moment.
Because something can be happening around you physically, you on your phone, and here come this crazy lady, man, child, whoever, animal, and it's over.
Yeah.
Because people be on their phones still in the car.
Yeah.
They be driving and the car just be going in the opposite direction. I mean, look at that. They're on Whoville. Here's a who.
He's looking for something on the phone. But yeah, that's a good point, to be present.
But pay attention to your children, parents.
Pay attention. Everybody pay attention.
You wonder why they acting the way they acting. They need some love.
Everybody pay attention. Especially when you're around young people.
Yeah.
Just in general. That could help us to connect more.
Don't text them how they doing when they come home from school. Now, if you're at work, that's something different. But if y'all all under the same roof, don't let that little person or teenager just walk by and close their door. I need some family time. Come here. What's going on with you? How is your day doing?
Some people are not cool. Some people do not want to hang around with their parents.
I think I was okay.
Yeah, you were good.
I wanted to know.
But we also knew, certain times you come off, give you a minute.
Oh, yeah, give me a minute. I got to I don't want to bring that work attitude because y'all didn't deserve that. I had to get me together. Leave her outside.
Yes, do what works.
So y'all tell us how y'all feel about when y'all on your phone or somebody's not giving you their best attention to you.
Yes, how are you staying present in this digital age?
Somebody could be laying in the bed up under the covers, just be going to town on their phone, and you see that light and you thought they would sleep. You be like, Dad, we could have talked about these going on vacation. But they on there talking to somebody else.
Oh yeah, people talk about that. It's like, if I say goodnight and you see me online, don't worry about it.
See?
This has been Talking About Sugar. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Don't forget, you can support us by giving us 5 stars on whatever podcast app you're listening to. Leave us a review. You can also leave comments or ideas of things you want us to talk about. Or you can send a joke if you want to send something funny.
I'm Angela the mom.
I'm Rajah the daughter. And we out!
We out!